What's good, guys? STERWiN here, and we are back with another episode on the Lyrecraft server. So, in today's episode, we are actually going to be taking a little bit of a server tour with a couple of brothers in Phi Mu Alpha who are the owners of the server, with Jimmy the Frank and this guy, wherever he went, Voided Scapegoat. Being a little trolly there in the background. But before we get to that, I just kind of wanted to show you guys something real quick. These guys were super, super nice, and knowing that I was doing some YouTube stuff, decided that within the server to actually build, like to actually generate a world. Well, I guess this was generated beforehand, but this world now is kind of like my playground for us to play around with. So as you can see, I've got the fly command, but I'm still in survival mode. So I've got a few different commands that we can play around with so that, you know, it makes showing off builds easier and stuff like that. But this is just a really cool world. It's super huge. There's oceans go on forever. Lots of different opportunity to build some really cool things. And I'm thinking that this is where we're going to do a lot of some collaborative stuff. I'm going to have some other guys on the server come on and, you know, build stuff in these mountains and, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, we can check out their builds and stuff, and we'll probably do some episodes with other guys, and I'm sure you'll see those two guys in here every once in a while. And there's all kinds of other stuff that we talked about in the server tour that we'll get to that, you know, may be a really cool thing to do with some of the guys. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you this little spawn area here of this world that they built for me. And this little hut here was actually built by Jimmy the Frank. As just kind of a starting place, you know. And the /home command that we talked about earlier, this is actually set as my home pretty much right where we are right now. If I just type /home amplified, it brings me right here. And so, yeah, this is just going to be really cool. But as far as the server tour goes, we took about an hour to an hour and a half's worth of footage. So I'm just going to kind of montage some of it, and so that you can see a lot of the different areas and stuff like that. I don't talk a whole lot because I'm just kind of, you know, sitting back listening to what these guys have to say, and, you know, just listening to them talk about their builds and stuff over on the spawn map. But yeah, I'm really excited for what's to come on here. And yeah.
A natural island, it was all coded and made through world edit.
Okay.
So the entire island itself was fabricated.
Wow.
Actually, the whole spawn map, to be as a matter of fact. And then, like pretty much everything except for the cathedral and this giant building here, in our original spawn, was built by me. Like this building and the cathedral was built by Dallas or Justin.
Okay.
But all the houses down here, which are like the RPG area, which I have to fix because it's broken at the moment, and the Sinfonia area and all that stuff was built by me. And then if you fly up here, you can actually see this is a fully, at least it was at one time, a fully functional PvP arena. I don't know if that plugin still works. I actually have to look. But like it spawns random mobs and all kinds of shit.
Oh, wow.
And then over here is the mob arena, which is like 4 different areas connected, and there's like another region underneath and a water region and all kinds of shit.
Okay.
So that might be fun for like a Let's Play video if you ever do one of those.
Yeah, totally.
So those are the 2 arenas. If you come kind of follow this path back down the valley here, it brings you back to the beginning spawn area with our 4 houses. If you actually look up or down or somewhere around here, there's actually Here it is. It's over here. So hidden over here, you'll find a black skull.
Oh yeah, I actually did come across this. I was just kind of messing around.
So yeah,
Right
that's
down here.
one of the that's one of the black markets, and there's a ton of different ones, and they all kind of sell different things.
Yeah, could you explain to me exactly how this plugin works? The whole money and economy system?
Yeah, so there's a couple different plugins that run it. iEconomy is the main one. That's like any money. The one with the actual floating blocks is called Showcase Standalone, and it's a really it actually is like from generation 1, and I have to keep recoding it because they don't support it anymore.
Oh wow.
But essentially, it's like the shop I like the best because it doesn't use hidden chests or anything like chest shops does. It's literally just any block that you attach the store to, it turns that block into a store, and they're indestructible. So back when we were like a raiding server, it was kind of fun because people would like rent shops, and then like they would sell crops and all kinds of other shit, and that's why the prices on the server are so high.
Okay.
Like if you come up here to the shop, everything is actually extremely expensive. Like a pork chop is like $5.
So
and the reason why we did that is to kind of encourage people to trade. But anyways, so that's a couple of the plugins. Like the biggest one for the server, there's two of them. There's MCMMO, which is anything with PvP.
I have seen
which is kind of
a lot of that, the MCMMO
which is
stuff.
Kind of pointless now. Yeah, and it's kind of pointless now because now they have like updated all the actual fighting shit.
Right.
So that one will probably go by the wayside, but the other one is like craft books. So all the specialty like signs and shit like that, the elevators are all craft book.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be so fun to mess around with.
Oh yeah, and there's just what's in there is like I know you snickered a little bit at the scuba tank thing, but that's like one of the most useful ones if you're building underwater.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like, oh yeah, you just do whatever.
Yeah. No, it's cool. It's just I wouldn't have ever thought of pumpkin as a scuba tank.
Oh, so I guess the quests do work. So if you come over here to my name, so like Voided Scapegoat, just TPO.
Boom.
Right click on me, and it will start like a quest line.
Okay.
And then, so like that's why you were like laughing that Adalis was in there, but it's actually like a little mini quest to kind of get you started, and then he gives you a book that explains how the quest stuff works.
Gotcha. And to accept the quest, do you type the answer to accept the quest, or?
I believe so. Yes.
Oh, just said cancel. Okay.
Yeah, it times out after a certain while.
Gotcha.
So, but essentially, like the higher end black markets, all of that stuff, the quests will kind of give you information on where to find that stuff. There is a maze and a parkour arena around here somewhere.
Yeah, I tried to do the maze off camera.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Jimmy, didn't you make the maze, or did Amor make it?
I think Amor did. I somehow completed it. It was blind luck, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I tried, and it took me like 3 hours before I gave up and said, fuck it, and then I finally got it, like, the next day.
Yeah, like, it took me long enough to realize that there was the sea lanterns on the ceiling that you can kind of follow.
Yeah, I was really nice, and I put those up there, which is the exact copy of the thing, because I'm like, otherwise, nobody's ever going to get this.
This is my favorite spot, by the way, right here. So this was a much steeper valley that I like kind of shallowed out a little bit and added this river. This river was entirely my creation.
Wow.
It was a like giant cornfield or something, wheat field before. Because I even told him, I'm like, yeah, there's that whole wheat field area that we should do something with, and he's like, yeah, I think I already destroyed that.
Yeah, it looks very natural. It looks good.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing I like to do is carve out natural areas into something that looks like it was really organically made. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's why Jimmy and I that's why I like Jimmy's building so much, is because I'm pretty much the same way. I don't like to be huge and flashy.
Down here is what I'm thinking is going to be kind of a lake town. So just follow the river all the way down.
Yeah.
And this is the field that he was talking about that I destroyed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see it.
It's all good. I didn't tell him, so it's my fault. And I actually like his design better than anything I would have come up with.
So it's not done yet. Obviously, these patches here are meant to have buildings. So
Sure.
it'll be like a town, like a small village down here.
Yeah.
And actually, this arena, this is actually it's almost like a close quarters PvP. It's just like really small PvP arena.
And one of my goals this summer is to go through and like actually update a lot of these little arenas and actually turn them into functioning ones with the code.
Oh, yeah.
Because we could do it. It's just I haven't had the chance to get it done yet. All right, so the next area I want to show you is my little project area.
Ooh.
So it all started with a giant ship.
All right.
And now this is like what I call like my dead spawn area, because it has like the best of like my old spawns. So if you fly this way, you'll actually see a giant dragon that has been on every spawn map since my very first one. And it took me like 3 months to build. And then I just use World Edit to change the blocks to like, if there's like, for instance, this was all originally like obsidian. And then they came out with coal, so then I made it coal and obsidian, and then they came out with stained clay, so now it's stained clay and coal and obsidian and the stained glass.
Wow.
And then below it here is like a little pirate village, which I'm also trying to figure out what we're going to do with this summer. I figured like that if we're actually going to sit down and make it an RPG server and actually offer that to people, then like we should probably have a couple different areas to do stuff with.
And we've got the infrastructure in place right now to do it.
Yeah, it's just all the coding that I have to do on my end. So it's like, and I mean, honestly, what I really need is like, I could teach somebody how to do the coding for this stuff, because it's really easy for at least the Quest plugin. But like I don't feel like coming up with all the quest lines. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's where Jimmy's kind of like, yeah, I'll help you come up with some and we'll figure it out. And then
underneath... Alright, you guys should both come to me now.
I was going to say, and then underneath the dragon is Volcano, and there's 2 black markets hidden on this island.
Okay. All right.
This fountain, this frozen fountain here in the center, you see it?
Yes.
This was stolen from Minas Tirith.
Okay.
Yeah, and you'll find we steal a lot of ideas from shit. And
no, this is literally copy-pasted from Minas Tirith.
Oh yeah, Minas Tirith was actually a map that we downloaded too. There was a huge...
Oh, really?
Yeah, I actually have a backup of it, and it was like a life-size version of Minas Tirith.
Wow, that's crazy.
With like torches and everything. It was freaking awesome. Because originally what I wanted to do was like download epic maps and then have like make it destructible and people could come and like destroy it every month. And I'd spawn like dragons or whatever, and we'd have like a Helm's Deep battle or shit like that, but it's just never happened. So this was his first like big project on our server when he became an admin. I was like, hey, I want an underground lair. He's like, yeah, I'll do it.
All right.
And then this is what he came up with.
Cool stuff.
Is it just me, or is this wizard like really dark?
There's no lighting.
Yeah, I gotta figure that out. But anyways, you'll find like little statues and stuff like you were talking about in the video. I got really bored on the second server spawn that we had, and I made a ton of them. And I'll show you where I kind of keep all this stuff. Warp Creative, it will bring you to the creative world. And I think /plot me still works. Yep, it does. So if you ever want to do anything in creative or like test, like I used to come here all the time to test redstone shit,
Okay.
and then you could just type /plot me claim, and it will like you could claim a plot and then just do whatever you want to it. It's like 70 blocks high or something like that.
This plot is already owned.
Yeah, the first 4 I think that's around that thing are. Because that's the first ones I buy just to make sure that nobody screws with them.
What about this one's got a sign on it too. Let's see.
A lot of these. If you look, there should be some that have gray borders and some that have white borders. Anything with a white border is not claimed, I think.
Okay.
I believe. Or at least that's how it used to be.
Got it. Okay.
So, you only down... Oh my gosh, really? The server crashed?
I'm still on. Oh, there it goes.
But, yeah, there's this one and then there's the end. And like I said, right now there's nothing special to them. There probably will be this summer once we rebuild stuff, but right now there's not. And then usually what I will do is I will save, like, right before we open up the world, we'll build everything we need to build and save it. And then I'll just re-upload that world every couple of months so that way people know where the resources and everything are, or know where the fortresses are, rather than trying to like figure it all out themselves.
I gotcha.
You know what I mean? I mean, I found like that works a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like I found a fortress up here that hasn't even been explored yet, so.
Oh wow.
The end's the same. Plot world, sky world. When I fix that, will be new. But like I said, there's not a whole lot that is different.
Sure.
The biggest thing for us really is just the spawn, and then the spawns at each world. And that's pretty much it.
Gotcha.
So that's pretty much the entire server in a scoop here.
Oh, so if
we've been around since before the animal update.
Oh wow.
So however long ago, I think it's 10 years now. And it was always originally it was the Void. Like some of the backups and worlds I have are actually like the Void branded and stuff like that.
Oh wow.
And then one day I was like, hey, you know what? Why don't I like open this up? That was right when I became a couple years after I became a Sinfonia, right when I signed up for the Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, let's just offer it and see. And then like it was really popular, and we had 40, 50 Sinfonias on here at one time.
Oh wow.
And that was like every time I would get on, there'd be 40 or 50 guys.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then that's when they started doing all the block updates, and I was really stupid about being an admin, and I'm like, hey, let's just keep resetting the world, and people got pissed off.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you make mistakes and you learn from them. Which is why, like, now, nothing that's essential runs on any plugins. Everything either runs on Redstone or, like, something that's essential.
Gotcha.
So, but that's pretty much about the server and all the little, like, things to find on the server. And all in under an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions about anything on the server or anything like that?
I'm still here, by the way. If you have any questions for me.
I mean, not specifically. I'm sure I'll have questions eventually. There's just a lot to take in,
Oh yeah, tell me about it, man.
But
we built it all, we know.
Yeah, I bet. So, I don't think I've really got too many questions about, what's going on here or anything. It's just, I'm just ready to, dig in and see what I can do and whatnot. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that look at the rest of the Lyrecraft server, particularly the spawn map worlds and a couple other little places in there. But like I said, I'm super excited to get into doing some building on here and, you know, figure out exactly what we want to do and get some of my friends on and just have a good time, you know? So if you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment down below. Subscribe if you're excited for more content from the Lyrecraft server, among other videos of mine. And I guess I'll catch you guys a little later on. I'd love to see that. But I also did a little bit more work around here, just kind of making things look a little bit better. Added this little archway over the mine entrance.